Hi everyone, it's Steffi here from effieandcards.blogspot.co.uk, and today I'm going to share a tutorial with you to make another photo album, but in a different style. I haven't actually got a prototype to show you, so I'll just dive straight in and show you what you need to make it. Right, first of all, these are for the covers, and you need two that measure 9 inches by 7.5. And what I've used here, it's the cardboard that comes in the back of our DSP packs. I've cut two and I've stuck them together just for a bit more thickness. So you need two of those, and then you also need one piece that measures 9 by 1 for the spine. And again, I've just double laid them, and I've already went ahead and put sticky on. Now for the cover, I'm using our 12 by 12 black card, and you need two pieces of this that measure 9.25 by 11. So then what we're going to do, if I put some sticky on here, and we're just going to attach these like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Just release this backing. I've used 1/4 inch tape on this. You just want to line them up using that tape as a guide, and just make sure you've got it straight. And there you go. And what I've done, I don't know if you can see, I've scored, see if I go to the light there, I've scored 1 inch down here very lightly, and then I've scored 1 inch along the bottom. This is just to help when we line our covers up. So what you want to do is you want to start with one of your pieces, and you'd glue it. You'd mark it up. Try and see if you can see. You'd line it up at these inch marks just to make sure it's straight. So you'd pop one down like that. Then your spine piece, again you'd line it up on the bottom, and I'd leave maybe about that gap just for easy when it folds. And then obviously your last piece, you'd leave about the same gap again, and lined up with that 1 inch mark on the bottom. And then what you'll do is you'll stick them down like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause the video, and I'm going to stick these down, and then I'll come straight back. Right, I've done that, and I've popped them on. As you can see, I've just left a little gap in between the spine and the front and back cover, just so it helps it bend a bit easier. What I've went ahead and done as well is I've popped double-sided tape around the outside of the black card, and then also on our mats here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to score along here and all the way around, just to help it fold a bit better. Let's get this side done. Even though we scored on this side, I like to do it on here as well again, just to make sure. Oh, I keep on moving out short just because it's such a big project. Right, so then what you can start doing is starting to, you know, fold this round like this, just to make sure that it will fold nice and easy when we come to cover it. Oh, sorry, I apologise for the shaking of the camera. And then again with the sides as well, on this side here. There we go. So now what we want to do, we want to cut away these corners just to give it a nice flush finish. But you don't want to cut right up to here. You want to leave a little gap. As you can see, I've just left a little gap there. This just helps it to fold a bit nicer, a bit neater even. There's two. You can use a ruler if you don't feel confident. You could even measure it, maybe it's 1/8 of an inch. And then again. Right, so that's what we are left with. I'll just see if I can Move it up a little bit so you can see. Now what we want to do is, I like to do the long sides first, and I want to take off this release paper. So I find my pokey tool. So take it off this long side here, and then also take it off here as well. And then if you just start at the middle and just bring that over, work your way along. The great paper keeps on sliding. I need a non-slip mat, I think. And just press that down, and then you can just take your bone folder and just burnish that well, so it's nicely covered. Then we'll turn it round. We're going to do the same on this side as well. So again, just bring the middle up first and give it a good press down, and push this over with your fingers, working your way from the middle out to the end. Just going now with my bone folder. Just make sure it's nice and stuck down. Then what we want to do these sides. But what we want to do is on these corners here, we want to push them little bits in. I'll do it and I'll lift it up so you can see what I mean. So you're just basically pushing that little bit in, just so when that folds over, it's going to give a nice effect on the corners. I'll do the other side as well. And then again, you get your pokey tool and take off the release paper. And this one as well. And bring it up from the middle and push it over. And just burnish it well. That bit I mustn't have pushed in enough, but if this happens here where you've got that little bit there, you can just use your paper snips and just snip that bit off. So then what we want to do is turn it round and do exactly the same on this side. Push them corners in. Turn it around so I can go it better. That's going to work. And then take off this paper as well. And then push it up. Use my pokey tool, otherwise I'm going to stab myself. Oh. Bone folder again, I've done the same on that corner there. It isn't as neat as what I hoped it would be. So just snip that off. That one's okay. Rubbish. And then what I do is I just get my bone folder and just pop it in them sides here. Not too much, and gently lifting it up as you go. This is just to form those folds. And hopefully on the back you'll see we haven't got any cracking there. Just do it gently and you'll not get that cracking. So that's the basis of our photo album done. As you can see, it is quite a size. But what I want to do before I cover the insides with any paper is I'm going to pop a spine piece on here. 1 second while I find it. Here it's here. And I've just used black card again. And this measures 2 3/4 by 8 7/8, and I'm just going to take off the backing paper and just pop it over the centre like that. So I'll do this one with you. I like to use plenty of tape, as you can see. Make sure that, you know, you don't want to give it to someone as a gift and for it to fall apart. I love doing these at the minute, these like mini albums and stuff. I think it'd be great to give to people as Christmas presents, to record, you know, their Christmas this year. Could be a special one, or, you know, it just makes a nice little change than deciding on what to get people. Right. Just 1 second, just get all of the rubbish out of the way. If you've got any tape like I have going over the side, you can just push it back over with your finger so it doesn't get seen. And then what you want to do is just line that up to where you're happy with it, and then just press it down, burnish it as well, just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. And we'll have to re-put them crease, just like what we done with the first one. It's an extra layer of card, so we just need to make sure we put them in there like that. And again on this side, just bring it up slowly as you do it, and you can go back in and just make sure that everything's good and steady. And there we have that bit so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mat these. It was originally going to use Designer Series paper, but the paper pack I'm using I ran out of, so I'm just going to use this white card, and these measure 8 3/4 by 7 1/4, and we're just going to stick them down on to here like that, using some Tombow. I like to use plenty just to make sure it's not going anywhere. You know me and my love for Tombow. Oh, it's a bit close to the camera. And just lined up so you've got a nice little border going all the way around there. And if you want to, you could hand stamp this as well. I haven't bothered because most of it is going to be hidden by the time we put our waterfall element into it. So again, lots of Tombow. And then line that up on here. And just go for it with one fold and make sure it's nice and stuck. So that so far is our inside cover. Now I've cut some Designer Series paper to go on the front. I'm going to lay that flat while I put it on. And the paper I'm using is from the Be Merry Christmas paper. This is in the annual catalogue, and it's currently on sale as well in the DSP sale, where you buy 3 and you can get 1 for free. So this is what I'm using because I'm waiting for my other order coming. And these measure the same as the ones that we've put on the inside, so 8 3/4 by 7 1/4, and then just pick your covers which ones you want, and then we're just going to attach them as well, just using Tombow again. Tombow is a fantastic glue. I mean, you could use Fast Fuse if you wanted, or tear and tear. I just like the wiggle room I get with Tombow, and it sticks unbelievably well. So just like on the inside, make sure you get that out as straight as you can. I love this paper, I just think it looks so beautiful. And just put this one on the back. That's me got glue all over it. Just put it down. I don't know if you can hear me cat's crying downstairs. She's wanting some attention. Don't know why. You'd think she didn't get any, but she does. Right, to hide this join here where we joined our cardstock, I've chosen this paper, the cute one with the little reindeers on. And this measures 7/8 of an inch by 8 3/4, and I've cut 2 of these, one for the outside and then one for the inside as well. Just adds a nice touch. On there like that. I'm just going to turn this round and go as central as I can, and then just press that down. Again, going over it with my bone folder, because I don't want that going anywhere. It's just until it sticks, because it's got that join there that it's got to go over. Oh, I can't even get it all in camera. So that is my outside. Excuse me. And then I'm just going to pop this one in there like that. So I'll quickly do that. A lot of stuff for this video I've already pre-prepared, because if I didn't, this video would have been a good hour long, if not more. So I have done a lot of the prep work already, and I'm just taking you through the steps you need to actually construct it. Glue off that. Right, so now that we've essentially made our little folding, you can hear how sturdy it actually is. I just love it. I think it's gorgeous. We're going to start with our waterfall panels. I'll do one on camera with you, and then the other one I'll probably do off camera. So this piece of card here, I wrote it down. No. This measures 6.5 by 8 inches, and obviously you want 2 of those, one for on this side and then one to go on here. I like to do a base map because I find it helps when I'm lining up my layers. So I'm just going to attach this with some Tombow. And then I'm going to line it up so it's about 1/2 inch on either side, all sides. And that's how you do that. Right, for the bits that form the waterfall, you need a piece of black card, and this measures 6.5 by 5 inches. Score on the 5-inch side at 1/2 inch, and then just go ahead and fold and burnish this. You will need 8 of these for each side, so it makes a nice waterfall, and that's just going to get stuck on there like that. I would advise decorating it before you attach them. So obviously here I've got a piece of the DSP, and this measures 6.25 by 4.25, and I've done it that size. So even when you put a full 6x4 on, you can still see a little bit of the paper behind it. So then went ahead, use Tombow again for this. I use Tombow all the way through this video. And then just line that up. Again, as straight as you can. And then for the underside, I've just used white card, which measures the same, so 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we're just going to pop it on the back. And then there's extra room. You can either use this to journal in, or you could just add more pictures. And if you use it all for pictures in total, if you use the backs as well as the fronts, this album can hold 32 6x4 photos. So, nice and easy. Just finish that again. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put some Tombow along this flap. Just like that. Knock it all over the other side. Right, I'm going to have to turn this round so I can see without getting my head in the camera. So basically what we want to do, we want to line this edge with the top of this edge here. So just pop it down. This is the beauty of Tombow, gives you that little bit wiggle room. Just make sure that's straight. And just go in with your bone folder and just push that down. Here are the ones that I've already went ahead and pre-covered. So we're just going to take another one. You can put them in whichever order you like. Score that one, and then some more glue on here. And then what you want to do, I don't know if you can see, where that flap ends here, you want to line this edge up with that. So you want to just put that up to there, you can feel it, and then push it down. Now see, keeping these, line them up with the sides here, and it just helps keep it straight. I'll do one more on camera and then I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to finish the rest of this side and then the other one. So some more glue on here. Again, line it up to this flap here. Just hold them in, slide it and put it up. Give it a good press down. As you can see, this is forming the basis. You can see our waterfall starting to emerge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this here, and I'm going to go and finish these off, and I'll be right back. Right, that's it. Both of my waterfalls are both done. And as you can see, they just flip up like that. Now if you want to, you can either put another piece of white card on here as a mat, or you could just use that space and pop a photo straight on there, or you could get a white gel pen and scribble some little messages about your photos. Then this side is exactly the same. So then it just closes up like that, and I've just kept the decoration for the front really simple. What I've got is I've gotten some black card, and this measures 7 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm just going to pop that across the middle. The DSP on top is 7 1/4 by 1 1/2, and I'm just going to stick that on here. And you can decorate yours however you want, make it as intricate or, you know, as simple as you like. I was just trying to and keep the video as short as possible, considering the project. Just line that up where you're happy with. I'll just go straight on there like that. And then what I've used is I've gotten a piece of black card, and I haven't got the measurements down. This measures 3 1/4 by 3 5/8, and the DSP is 1/4 inch smaller each side, and this is just some of that DSP. I'm just going to pop that on like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit across the middle. Don't wait for this to be sticking down. And just lined up. So this isn't completely square, because I was going to have it a different way. And then using this stamp set, I love this, Festive Phrases, and I've used this Merry and Bright here, and this one here is absolutely stunning. And then you've got a Happy Holidays with an elf. So I've used this, and I've went ahead and stamped it, and what I've done is I've used Garden Green and Cherry Cobbler, and I just inked it with green, half the stamp, and then went over it with the Cherry Cobbler, and I just love the effect. This black card measures 2 7/8 by 2 3/4, and then again the white piece is 1/4 inch shorter on both sides. And I'm going to pop that on here with some of my dimensionals. Quite a bit long because I don't like it sagging in the middle. 5 will do. Go ahead and take off the release paper. Do this quickly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that so it's like a square like that. And there we go, that is the front of my album.